So you played at Purdue during the time in the Big Ten with the Fab Five was at Michigan, and I've heard you say on our radio show that you're always guarded the best team's player. Who did you guard when you played Michigan back in there in the early '90s?
Jalen Rose when we played against those guys.
And how is he compared, talking to like Marshall Henderson?
Well, it's a little bit different. One thing about it, it just. So I got to be careful how I say stuff because I know Twitter and everything goes out. But the difference was, because I talked trash back in my day as well, but the thing about it is, it was the way you went about it. I mean, I never said nothing out of character, not degrading or belittling the guy. And Jalen Rose, those guys did it as well. But the thing about when I played, and it's a guy who played at Minnesota, he's a very talented guy, he was a big man. And I started talking trash. And the first thing he said to me, all right, Zoe, don't start that SHIT tonight. That was it. I didn't say another word, But you're talking about a guy that was 6'10", he's a physical guy, and I knew if I'd have drove that lane, he would have gave it to me. I think that has changed in today's age. You don't have those type of guys now, and I think that's why Marshall's allowed to do that, because guys aren't built like that, where a guy talking trash like this, okay, I'll take care of this, And I'm not saying you go out and hurt a guy like that, but when I played, it was just, you said enough. You weren't saying too much because you probably paid for it. But Jalen Rose, he's a trash talker. There was a lot of guys back then that talk trash, yeah.
What was it like going up against them in that era, what they did for college basketball?
I thought it was great. The thing about when you had that level of freshmen that played with that level of confidence, level of toughness, and they were talented. And I think Jalen Rose, since Magic Johnson was a 6'8" point guard, but a guy that can play, can score. They competed. They were like rock stars. They came to the game. People wanted to see those guys perform. They performed at a high level. But it was great times. Because we also, like I said, we had Glenn Robinson, who was probably the best player in America at that time. So the Big Ten was powerful.
Were you on the Purdue team that played over here with the Big
Yes.
I remember Glenn hitting the kind of fall-away shot from the free throw line. I can't remember if it was to win the game. Can you give some memories about you and the big dog in the day?
Well, I passed a lot of balls. He shot a lot of balls. He was a really good player. Like I say, he's probably the best I've seen on the college level, just from the standpoint of. But he also practiced hard all the time. This guy, he practiced. And when we were in college, it wasn't talked about as much now as a guy one and done. I'm leaving college early. You really didn't talk about that. You have a few guys did. He left after our junior year of college, but it wasn't talked about as much. But he was a guy that practiced hard all the time. This guy would throw elbows in practice. He would compete. He ready to fight in practice. But when he stepped on the floor, it was the same way all the time. His mentality. And the thing about him, when you talk about a score. Coach Katie could draw a play up for this guy over here. But if Glenn had the ball in his hand, he was shooting. He was a threat every time down. However you defend, if you got on me too close, I'm taking you. Off me, I'm shooting it. Last thing, we played at Michigan. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was about a week ago. I think we were at Ole Miss. They had Purdue and Michigan game on ESPN Classic. And they beat us at our place in Mackey Arena. And they were talking trash. So now we had to go to that place the last game of the season to win the league. And this game, and we ended up beating them. But in this game, Glenn was struggling with his three-point shot. Now, he was averaging 30 points a game, but he was struggling with his shot. So Coach Katie told him, Glenn, don't shoot no more threes. Wait for a while. Well, in that game, he was 5 for 5 from 3. But it just tells you the mentality. Not that he was disrespectful to Coach, but just, I know what I'm capable of doing. And just a credit to his ability and skills. But thank you for your time. Appreciate your support.